Bless you, family. It's your Las Vegas native historian, Minister Sanders, giving you some Black history that's local and national. I got to give y'all this national in honor of Black History Month, Day 2. We're going to talk about the largest Black family reunion in history. What's so dope about this story was it was several families that was organized by this woman that you see in Flash, Miss Dorothy Sproul Red, excuse me. And it happened back in 1986. It was a reunion and gathering for the descendants that was enslaved on this plantation called Somerset Place, which is in North Carolina. This plantation had been around for centuries, since the early 1800s, owned by the Collins family. At the time, this woman who was living, I want to say back east, decided to come to North Carolina to organize this reunion. She was a social worker, and for 10 years, she started tracing her family's history and their existence at this plantation. In doing so, she said, okay, I hadn't traced mine. I want to start tracing all the history of the families that lived here. She put the word out. Mind you, y'all, this is before social media. So this woman is literally organizing, tracing family, contacting folks, researching before social media. She got a library probably she got to go to, books and things like that. She had to use no ancestry.com, no real resources that we have today. What I love about this was the outpouring of support. She had over 2,000. I emphasize over because they believe it was between like 2 to 3,000 people that came from all over. And this is back in 1986. So this is, almost 10 years later after the emergence of Roots. We know Roots comes out in 77 by Alex Haley. Many Black people start being into reunions. Many families start organizing reunions. That's Alex Haley, matter of fact, on stage. And this is again during a time where Black genealogy and Black research, that I'll tell you again, has become a boom. But by the time the 80s comes, it calms down. That's the governor making it Somerset Place at the actual reunion. Mr. Haley again. And so it becomes a thing where the genealogy boom and the need to research history kind of dies down. And this woman, Miss Dorothy, kind of, in my opinion, revived and resparked the interest people had to know who they are and know their people. This made national news, y'all. Every major newspaper, publication, magazine covered this story because they couldn't believe how 2,000 people came by bus, by plane, by train. They drove. Some of them walked down the street, whatever. They skip, hop, jump. They came to Somerset Place. It was African drumming. It was a choir. It was, music. It was fellowship. They even had all the registration based upon the last names of the different families that was on at that plantation. And I watched the video of Miss Dorothy said, this plantation is the only example that we have that our people existed. So I encourage you all to research your family history. Know the plantation y'all was enslaved on. Know the family that owned y'all. Go to reunions, organize reunions, because it's super important and super vital. So thank you, Miss Dorothy, for this wonderful piece of history.